What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel, and hey, happy Friday. Today, at the request of Christopher DeCastro and
Lord of Death Gaming,
we continue our tour of the Dragon Empires, and it'll take about 5 minutes. Today, we're talking about Minata. As always, if you guys have requests, throw them in the comments. Today, this episode of the Dragon Empires, a 5-minute tour, was brought to you in part by the Inn of Planar Crossroads. Guys, thanks so much for all your help and support. Truly, it means just everything to me. Now, let's dive in. So, legend has it that when the gods created Galerion, Minata was a single, enormous bridge of land that connected Tian Sha with the southern continent of Sarusan, which we'll talk about a little later on once we get done with the Dragon Empires. It has in fact been requested. First up, gonna round this up. In those ancient days, a civilization of surpassing magnificence known as the Tomata ruled this mythical land bridge, but when its people blasphemed, the god Hafeng descended from the skies in a rage and cut Minata apart with his broadsword. He then kicked it apart and scattered the resulting islands across the sea, saying, "Nevermore in unity, lest you think yourselves greater than those who gave you life." Ever since, the islands of Minata have been notoriously difficult to navigate, particularly speaking as one moves farther south. By and large, scholars believe Hafeng's supposed destruction of the mythical land bridge is nothing more than a creation myth. And indeed, the concept that Minata itself was once a land bridge is often dismissed as fiction, despite the fact that explorers periodically return from remote isles in the archipelago with strange evidence or tales of unusual structures that follow no known Tian architectural style. Without a doubt, Minata is the most diverse region in all of Tian Sha, with a breathtaking profusion of cultures and peoples. Many of these populations are remarkably isolated, despite their short distance from neighboring communities, while other clusters of islands form loose confederacies or pay tribute to a petty monarch. No one has succeeded in uniting these would-be nations, pirates, and confederates across these many islands, and the diversity of peoples and their beliefs ensures that each culture keeps a fair distance from each other. While it's thought that even more islands exist than are detailed on most nautical maps, few explorers are foolhardy enough to travel the dangerous seas south of the known Wandering Isles, where the treacherous waters are as frightening as the island's barbaric inhabitants. And of course, the most primitive of those indulge in cannibalism, headhunting, and even necrophilia. Yeah, right there, in Dragon Empire's primer. Not making this up. Fun! While plenty of Minatan islands are populated by learned societies with complex histories and rich cultures, rumors and legends based on the more sensational and terrible aspects ensure that Minata remains a largely unexplored realm full of both brutality and mystery. And of course, like everywhere else on Galerion, Minata has that real-world equivalent. Here, we're looking at the Polynesian Islands. So, if you ever want to play Moana in Pathfinder, Minata is the place to go. It's kind of like the Shackles, just the Eastern equivalent. And if you don't know what that means, follow this card right up here. We'll tell you all about, where the pirates live in the inner sea. And if I were to GM in Minata, that could very well be what we do. Instead of Kuru and pirates, it's Eastern Kuru and Eastern pirates. Basically, more or less, the same thing with different stories. A little less of the keep the Chelish out, protect neighboring regions, make lots of money, and a little more exploring the world from the back of a ship, playing an aquatic race, and actually benefiting from it. Yeah, the more and more I read about these things, the more and more inclined I am to think that I'd really, really enjoy playing an aquatic adventure, because there's just so much that you can't really do in a normal game that you could do in a place like Minata. Everything from having a shark animal companion to playing a merfolk to learning how strong the spell Warp Wood is. Yeah, druids are super scary in aquatic campaigns from what I hear. And as a player or as a GM, that's what we're looking at. We are basically Skull and Shackles with a little less stealing treasure from other ships, unless you want to. It's certainly there. And a little more exploring, a little more Lost Empires, a little more Indiana Jones kind of feel. And I think that's super cool But what do you guys think about the Wandering Isles of Minata? Have you adventured here? Have you had an aquatic game recently? And if so, what race, class, spells, things of that nature did you choose to play in that game for the most value? Tell me all about it in the comments. We'll keep the conversation going as always. But that's all we got for now. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. And hey, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. The next episode of the Dragon Empires, a 5-minute tour where we cover Tangma, drops next Friday.